Terrify. Every topic scary, we could leave the bravest paralyzed. Hope you're not at home alone, better keep the lights on. But if you love adrenaline, then welcome to the fright zone. Billy is the leader, the visionary dreamer. Gerard got the joke, scaredy cat the screamer. You gon' get this work, if you scared, go to church. This podcast is scariest, you heard it here first.
And he said that to me because I was like, I'm just excited that Jeepers Creepers is here. You know, I want to see the character again. But when because he's a huge lover of Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, that's scary.
Yo, what's up, everyone, and welcome to Yup, That's Scary, your new Halloween horror and haunted house podcast. I'm your host, Willie May, and I'm so glad to be in the studio here, giving you guys some good dish of information that's coming out in the haunt industry. So on today's show, we are creating a haunted attraction. Well, creating a haunted attraction can be exciting and rewarding endeavor. Trust me, I know personally. Whether you want to set up a haunted house for Halloween or creating a year-round spooky experience, here are some steps to help you get started with Brian Foreman on Yep, That's Scary. So bring in my co-host, my man, Gerard. What's up, man? How are you?
You ever realize how shitty blueberries taste in fruit salad? Like, I gotta understand, like, why do they taste like shit? You know?
Where are we coming from? Good morning. Good afternoon. How are you? Like, that's the first thing that's going to come out your mouth, is that?
Yes. I mean,
why are you eating blueberries anyways? It's all about the strawberries. All right. Anyways.
I know, but these are terrible.
Anyways, I just want to say hi, everyone that's tuning in. Welcome to Yep, That's Scary. This is a podcast that talks about Halloween, horror, and haunted house. All the culture, all the pop culture. What's up, Austin? How are you? It talks about all the pop culture that's happening in our industry, and we're talking about building haunted attractions. And we have a good friend of mine. Back in the day. Oh, wait, hold on. Alan Hops came up. Bro. Alan Hops. Come on, man. It's all about the strawberries. Yes, blueberries is a superfood, but it's all about the strawberries. You put a little bit of sugar on there.
No. Blueberries are delicious, but once they're in their fruit salad, it's like the honeydew and the cantaloupe. Like, hey, let's fuck it up. And like, okay, let's do it. And they do it. And it ruins the flavor. I don't know why, but it tastes like shit.
Okay, but look, I take some blueberries. I put it in like some romaine salad, some strawberries. I put some coconut shaving in there. But
that's not a fruit salad.
No, it's not, but it's the bomb. All right? I call it the red, white,
delicious.
Blue. Whatever. So,
welcome to Yep, That's Scary. This is the fruitiest podcast on the interweb. We talk about nothing but fruit. And if it scares you, then... What the fuck are we doing today?
I don't know.
We're going to talk about haunt building. Remember,
We're
kids.
talking about hot building. Yeah.
Remember, kids. Use hammers. This isn't the 21st century. Nail and hammer all your walls together.
Listen. Alan Hops he knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so Alan, first of all, we need to hang out and we need to eat because I love to eat. I love to eat food. Okay, I'm a big foodie person. I love to travel. I love to eat food. When I go to St. Louis for Transworld, I go to Pappy's Barbecue. It's delicious. You know what I mean? And look, Brian is in the studio shaking his head. We know what. Listen, we know what we're doing when we go into St. Louis. I go up to that, and then also to Sweetie Pies. We get some soul food. So don't mess with me. Anyways, we have a good show for today. We're talking about some hot building, and it's getting close to Halloween, anyways. And what a good chance, good topic to talk about it with our host. I mean, with our guest. With our guest, he's gonna host this because he has several podcasts himself. But Brian Foreman is in the house. Go ahead, give him a round of applause, you guys. We got a good show for you today. But I mean, it's we're at that time where there's so much going on in the world, and we're going to just dish it out on the show today. So right now we got. I'm just going to jump in it because of time. But yeah, let's do it. Mess, did you hear this mess? First of all, this is our current events, you guys, where we talk about. Well, I just talk about random stuff, and I got two topics to talk about. NASA. Okay, first of all, let me just say this: NASA decided to build a team. Okay, to talk to figure out what's going on with these UFOs. So NASA has selected 16 individuals to participate in the independent study team on unidentified anomalous phenomenons called UAP, observation of the events in the skies that cannot be identified as aircraft or as known natural phenomenons are categorized as UAPs. The independent study will begin on Monday, October 24th, so before Halloween. Over the course of 9 months, the independent study team will lay the groundwork for the future study on the nature of UAPs for NASA and other organizations. To do this, the team will identify how data gathered by civilians, government entities, and commercial data, and the data from other sources can potentially be analyzed and to shed light on UAPs. What do you think about this?
Are you saying UAPs or UAPs?
It's UAPs. Okay, it's unidentified. Let me go back to my notes here. Unidentified. Anomalous phenomenons, AUPs.
Okay,
and so that's the new name of it. And they're trying to take away UFOs and keep in UAPs because there are more than one UFO that has been documented. And let me just say this: this has come from a wave of technology, social media, where people can just grab their phone, point up, and then also the data that the government has gathered, and also like other private entities and commercial businesses has gathered, and they're going to try to figure out what are these things. Now, I don't get how you can try to identify a UFO from another UFO unless they have information that we're not privy to. You see what I'm trying to say?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. NASA's ran by a bunch of rednecks now. Because what individual be like, we're going to set up the alien hunting squad. So we can't call it that. We'll call it the UPV. Look, we got a sperm on our sign already. We're hunting aliens now. All right.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't do it to my NASA. Don't do it to my NASA. Because I respect NASA from the jump. You know what I mean? And let me just say this. It's so crazy how we went from a time of UFOs aren't real to now UFOs are real, and here's a team. I remember when we were just going through life and the government was like, hey guys, we got aliens. And I heard that aliens were around when Ronald Reagan was in office and they were talking. And there's
Oswald,
pictures.
New Mexico.
So
Oswald, New Mexico. Is that the right? Is
Hold on, let me bring Brian into this because Brian got some. Brian, I know we didn't do an intro, but what are your thoughts on this?
Man, I believe the world is so huge, the universe is so huge. I believe anything's possible. So, like you said, someone actually making a team, and they're actually starting to admit things. Maybe so.
So the ones that got abducted and got probed in the booty, do we like give them some therapy here? Like what do we do? Like, do we say sorry? We totally like.
You see Men in Black? I think they're already here. I think they're among us.
I mean, NASA's been saying there's aliens for years. Look, there's an alien. There's a sperm on the sign that is indication of perm.
It's a long trail too. It's a long trail too. Anyways, going next. So this is crazy, guys. So the UE and the US is teaming up to come up with a code of conduct for AI. They know. This is again. They know now. All those leaders up there are leading countries. This is a Trade Technology Council for the world, and they know that AI is going to wipe out the human race. They know this. They know if they don't come up with a code of conduct that or how it functions or what it needs to abide by, we could go extinct. They just announced that, you guys. This was on the news. And so now they're going to come up with conduct, and they're going to meet with these high-tech companies, and they're going to say, how can we make this work? But they're going to try to keep themselves a top priority. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Y'all don't know this. They're going to keep themselves top priority, and they're going to make sure that there's a code of conduct so that AI doesn't wipe us out. And this is going to be rolled out in 3 years. Why 3 years? Because AI is already out, and I believe Bing, MSN put theirs out first, and they didn't care, they didn't stop, and then all these other platforms were like, here we are, you know, and it's going to take 3 years for the AI to learn human race. And the more of us are on AI, the quicker it's going to learn the human race.
Did y'all hear that some AI is like getting to the point where it's unstoppable now? Because what they're saying is some AI, instead of being able to like shut itself down, be able to shut it down, is changing its code in a code that we do not understand. So the AI is the only thing that can understand its code is rewrite itself in.
Right. I mean, Alan Hobbs is right here. He's saying, look, it's been happening for years. Yes, Alan Hobbs, you're right. It has been happening for years behind closed doors. And I think because social media has making things more, is forcing the transparency era. You know, we're in the informational era, but now it's like, hey, if you don't say it, someone's going to spill it, and it's going to, you know, be a viral sensation. And so now I just think they're just like, all right, put it out there, you know? And yes, you're right. It's been happening for years. Roswell, you know, again, it's been happening for years. It's just now becoming the more mainstream and the more norm. And that's why I'm like, yo, what's going on here? And this is what grinds my gears. But I mean, are you guys afraid of this? Is this the new villain? I mean, bye-bye Freddy, bye-bye Jason, bye-bye Michael Myers. Is this the new villain here?
It's been out for a while. The Terminator.
What he said? No one ever says awesome about that.
Amen.
Oh, I love him. You're right. You're right. But go ahead, Brian.
So has the movies and the culture
Like
in
Terminator?
the past brought us to this point because we were perpetually designed to evolve into this, and then this is happening? And
no, I don't think so. I think art imitates life. I think it was already destined. I think there are people who put money in. I think this was like, hey, look, we're going to put money in to make sure that we evolve and that we have technology. And then I think the creators of the technology said, well, this is the worst it can be, but this is what it can be, you know? And then someone, you know, creatively was like, oh, let's write a story about it. And I think that's where that went. But I think art imitates life straight up. And then he said Megan was an AI horror movie. You're right. So this is our new villain.
And just
This is our new villain, Black Mirror. Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
He's all in it. Alan Hobbs, where are you at, buddy? You're all in it today.
isn't that the ultimate question as a human being, or like maybe a scientist trying to figure out how we work? And now they're just making a digital human. Just what's happening. They're trying to answer the questions that probably don't need to be answered,
I was on someone's TikTok and they were based in Germany or I forget where at, but some other country, and they had an AI robot just behind them, blinking and moving, and the girl was just in front. She was just chilling. Hey guys, thank you for coming in. And I'm just like, what is that behind you? Like, do we need scare actors like that? Like that animatronic is more than an animatronic behind you. Like it blinked, winked, and tear came down his eye. Like I'm stuck in this body, and I'm like, whoa! Like it's, I don't know, you guys. I don't even know. But let me just say this: I do know this. It is summertime, and this is my new normal. This is my new normal. The 12-foot skeleton is coming out with great creativity, and look, I love it where someone puts out a 12-foot skeleton. It's like, you know what? I'm not taking it down. You got Christmas lights up there, mister. I'm not taking this down. We're just gonna put some swim trunks on them and get this going. But you guys, it is summertime. It is the first week of summer, and this is the last of Halloween, halfway to Halloween. Okay, so let me just say this. So we've been up to some crazy stuff lately. We sat down and was like, hey, this awesome opportunity came where we could just do hot news in a minute. And I was like, what? I don't need more on my plate. But since then, it's kind of crafted its own shape. So instead of doing horror news in a minute, we're just going to do hot news in a minute. We're going to plug the fact that we got hot news in a minute because it's really cool. It allows us to, again, when we do horror news in a minute on Yep, That's Scary, for the ones that are new, we talk about things that are in Halloween or in haunted house. Okay. And we want to kind of wrap that up in like a 3-minute kind of spiel. Now we have haunt news in a minute because I feel as though, and a lot of people agree with me, that there's so much that we can talk about in our industry, and that just needs to be in an industry that's fun and just, really just, taking both, generations and kind of throwing them together. And so we kind of did that thing. And so I kind of just took our recent two haunt news in a minute, just broke them up, and that's going to be like our commercials for this episode. So you guys, here's the last week's hot news in a minute, and we have this week's hot news in a minute, and then but we're gonna split them up and put Brian in between and get started. So here is hot news in a minute. Check it out, guys.
Hello, ghouls and girls. This is hot news in a minute, powered by Yup. That's scary.
What's up, gang? Hot life. This is your boy Willie May with Yup, That's Scary with the word on the street. My nocturnal night owls. What was that? What? Louis, too much? Bring it down. This past weekend, there were a ton of events and conventions. But the standout events go to Paracon for their star-studded guests and to Spooky Empire for their horror and Halloween programming. It was reported that John Bon Jovi was in attendance at Spooky Empire. Fear Factory in Salt Lake City, Utah has ended their halfway to Halloween on a high note, as they took their philosophy, go big or go home, seriously. The team, in collaboration with Montini Music Collective, is excited about the opportunity to have unique rock venues to host off-season concerts at the factory. The headlining bands are Sweden Death and Death Pact. Yo, what's up, Mr. Terry? I guess I gotta make my way down to Utah so I can, get the chance to hang out with you and see a concert, right? I know you're gonna hook it up, right? You're gonna hook it up. I know you're gonna hook it up. Do you see a trend in big haunt venues developing off-season concerts, festivals, and event venues? I do. Okay, guys, I'm excited to announce that Dark Hour Haunted Attraction, Hellgate's Haunted House, and Statesville Haunted Prison are all three having a spooky haunted house garage sale. This sale consists of years of Alan Hops and Zombie Army Productions' collection of spookiness from their flagship haunted attractions. For sale items include Halloween decor, animatronics, props, static props, horror props, costumes, yard decor, furniture, unique antiques, and lots of weird stuff. Dark Hour is happening June 6th at 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Plano, Texas. Hellgate's Haunted House is in Lockport, Illinois. Dates are June 16th, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. June 17th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. June 18th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Freeman and Elderman DXI. Gen Z report study reveals what young audience need to attend live events. As digital natives, Gen Zs live online, from streaming entertainment to social shopping habits. And since the oldest of the group joined the workforce during the pandemic, they also welcome online events. This makes promoting the value of live events to Gen Zs more challenging than other generations. I think Alan House was correct when he went on Yep, That's Scary and talked about online streaming platforms and staying at home is going to be our challenge to getting people out to the haunted houses. Case in point, Gen Z can be skeptical, but when they do attend live events, their trust in brands they interact with escalate by 71%. This is also in the wake of the Surgeon General's report on social media having both positive and negative impacts on children and adolescents. Could haunted attractions build trust with Gen Zs by developing and producing quality scares? Could the haunted house industry be a catalyst for the youth, inspiring human connection to participate or attend a haunted attraction? For more information on the U.S. Surgeon General's report, please go to www.hhs.gov/Surgeon General/priorities/youth mental health. What does WRS Entertainment, Hollow Screams, Universal Studios Hollywood, and Not Scary Farm all have in common? What all are haunted theme parks, right? Well, because of a decreased flex in the scare actor's interest. Is that because of what Alan Hoff said about the young folk being on social media? We need to have a class about this. Should we be teaching about our ticket buyers' behavior? RWS Entertainment for Hershey's Park Dark Nights auditions will be May 25th and 26th. You can get more information at experiencerws.com. Universal Studios Hollywood audition event is May 31st and June 1st at the Sheraton Universal Hotel. You can go to bit.ly/HHN 2023 auditions. Hollow Scream Orlando. Join this Scream team June 6th to audition. For more information, go to SeaWorldJobs.com. Not Scary Farm talent auditions are June 16th, June 17th, June 24th, and June 25th. Apply at knots.com/jobs. What are you waiting for? If you got a haunted attraction, go to that group and post it today at facebook.com/groups/scare-actors/. You can find all the links of this episode in the video description below. Have a safe and happy Memorial's Day. You only got 4 more months before it's haunt season. I'm Willie Mae with Yep, That's Scary, and this is Haunt News in a Minute.
If you like what you have just heard, stalk us now on all our social media channels.
Wow, that was a freaking mouthful, man. But yes, you guys check out our Haunt News in a Minute page. This is a shameless plug, but we just want to oh shoot, I just stopped. This is our shameless plug that we want to just make sure that you guys know that we are here. You guys, if you guys just want to just get our information on our just Haunt News, just go to Haunt News, facebook.com/Haunt News. And that page is brand new. We just do it up. It has all the information that's going on in the industry. And if you guys have any news that you guys want to add to the industry, just let us know. Just hashtag Haunt News, or just put it into slide into our DMs and let us know. So, all right, let's get started with our guest. I'm going to go ahead and read his bio. And wait, do you have something to say about that, Gerard?
No, you hit the nail on the coffin right there.
I know yours is coming up next. Let me just say this, you guys. Gerard and I have 2 different approaches. Okay, I'm silly out there. Gerard is he's way out there. So when you see the 2 different, he lets it all hang out and he don't care. You know, he and because we've been friends for so long, and I and I'm just going to go ahead and talk about his bio here. So Brian Foreman. Brian started scare acting in 2004 at a local haunted house. The haunt closed its doors just a few years later. So Brian and his brother designed and built Backwoods Terror, an outdoor trail in Missouri. The trail remained open for 3 years after it closed. He began a home haunt where he honed his skills to prepare himself for opening another professional haunted attraction. After 4 years practicing in his garage, he created the Dead Factory Haunted House in 2015 with his brother partner Eric and his brother Scott, or business partner Eric and his brother Scott. In 2022, he retired from Dead Factory and continues to focus on his other haunted businesses, Scarlet Badges and a Hunter's Toolbox and Haunt Topic Radio. You guys, this guy is doing it all and is doing it big. Let's check out Dead Factory.
Phobias. Yes. Dark phobias.
What is your The fear of the dark. Necrophobia.
Do you face them?
The fear of death.
Do you
The
fear
fear of
them?
water. The
Do they
fear of
control you?
what is your alone? What is your fear?
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Brian Foreman. Oh, there he is. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, people?
Oh my gosh. First of all, I'm so excited to have you in the house. It's been a while. We've been in this industry for a very long time. And let me just say this. We've back in what year was it when we first connected?
Shoot, man. I don't even know what year
I
that
would say
was.
was
It was when Insane Shane parties were still going on at Transworld. So
insane shame parties was going on at Transworld. Let me just tell you guys that Transworld, if you guys don't know about it, Transworld is a trade show or con now industry trade show, haunted house con, and and they had these parties or these events parallel with them, and Shane Dobbs, I don't know if he is I don't know. I don't even know where he's at right now. I think we're friends still on Facebook. But
he still
Shane
does Christmas
Dobbs,
stuff. Yeah.
he does the Christmas stuff. Okay, so Shane Dobbs is will put on these parties, these crazy parties. What was it like? Friday night, Saturday night? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was
can't
Saturday, maybe
remember.
Saturdays, and they had big
Yeah, it
costume
was Saturday night.
contests and
Yeah, it was
giveaways and
it was big. I have the video. You know what? I should have cut up the video and played it because we took video of that year. But we sponsored Shane Dobbs' party. We were like one of the headliner sponsors of that year, and we had a table and everything, and we kind of talked, or I don't know how we connected, but we connected. And I was like, "Yo, join us! Like, join our table. Come on in. Let's have fun." And we had the best time of our life. I'm trying to still get the picture up, but we had the best time of our life, and that was the first time I've actually met and spent time with Brian. And from there, we just been hot buddies ever since, right? Like
yeah.
after that, it was just like, hey, how are you? Checking up, and that's one thing I love about the haunt industry is that you make some incredible friends that are lifelong. And you pray with them, you send them positive vibes, you watch them from a distance, you encourage them, you support them, and that's how we were. And I've seen you open up so many businesses from Scary Vision. Remember Scary Vision?
Oh yeah. That's the OG blog there.
OG block. He will put out news and media. That's pretty much why you kind of inspired me for this. And you would put out all this news and media in there, and then it became, which one was after that?
Well,
It was
Scary Visions was it's kind of how it started because I was doing Rotting Flesh Radio with Jonathan while I was kind of like one of the segments, little 15-minute segment. And then Jonathan quit his. So then I started Scary Visions blog about the kind of the same parallel time as that. He quit. I got with Daryl Plunky and we decided to do Haunt Topic Radio. So that kind of evolved out of Scary Visions. So then we made haunttopic.com its own site. Then me and Daryl do Scare Badges together. So we're still business partners in that. And then of course I did home haunting and haunted attractions along the way as I grew. The podcast kind of grew, and then we evolved into different. Now we do master classes on our episodes and stuff. So we've had Alan Hops in there several times. So it's just like once you get the bug, you just can't. It's just you're creative. Whether you're creative over here, you're doing this, you're doing something. It's always been along the line of haunted attractions for the last 20 years.
And what I love. Right, and what I love about it is like you literally, your master classes have been great. I mean, like literally just been giving and pouring into the industry, great insight, and you kind of build a network with it. Yeah,
yeah. Haunters Toolbox Facebook page over there, almost 13,000 members, and I think it started like 2007 maybe or something like that. So, we just try to help. I mean, people have given us plenty of things. You know, we started back in the forums of Halloween L and Garage of Evil and all these other Halloween forum, Haunt forum, all these forums. So a lot of those things have died away, and we just kind of try to evolve with the times. You know, it's vloggers or podcasters, and now we got TikTokers, and I can't keep up with everything. So.
But I think that's, let's just say this, you guys kind of paved the way for us. You know what I mean? Let's just be honest. I watched you do your thing and just help grow and give to the point where I was like, you know what? Now we're doing the same thing and we follow suit because I have a theory. If you survive, I survive. You know what I mean? And there's so much insight as the world evolves that we have to evolve too. I feel like our industry is a little bit slow, a little bit behind sometimes, but it's good to like have someone in it to catch us up, and so and just being it's a labor of love and just giving to the point where you're not giving your soul, but you're just giving and you're putting back into what
I mean,
and so I've received a lot from you, and I feel as though this is me giving back. Go ahead,
the public thinks you sell your soul. I mean, damn, how many times you been to say, you stop doing that, that's satanic, this and that. Like, no, it's just scary.
Wait, what are you talking about? I'm sorry.
You were like, you said like, you put your soul into it more, or you're joking about putting your soul. It's like, well, the public thinks we do that. I mean, I think we've all experienced it, trying to show off a haunt or advertise a haunt or something. And like, you need Jesus. Like, I have Jesus.
It's so funny because I was in this seminar at Transworld a class, and we were talking about I forget which haunt it was, but it was like the baddest satanic haunt in the world. And I'm sitting there in their class, and they're like, "We're not even satanic, like people. He's a Catholic, he's a Christian. Majority of us are Christians and Catholics in here." And I'm like, I stood up. I was like, "No way, me too." So yeah, he's like, it just we read the Bible, we are in Revelations, and we're like, okay, let's do it.
So what is Scared Badge? I cut you off. I'm sorry.
Go for it.
Scare badges are think merit badges like for Boy Scouts, but for haunters. So they are awarded to your scare actors and your staff for doing certain events, certain skills. We have attendance awards. They're iron-on badges. Let's see. One of our new ones was the first-year haunter badge. So people wear them on their battle vests, on their so they come on like a little card. That's the first-year haunter badge.
Okay.
So then it has a little thank you card on the back of it. So when you give it to your scare actors, your staff, a lot of people use them at their end of year parties and I think we have probably maybe 20 different designs. We're always adding new things every year.
Mm-hmm.
So our busy time of year is usually September, once everybody kind of figures out what their crew looks like, how many people they're working with, and then even after like the October, November during parties, once they tally up how much, who did what, who showed up, what kind of, because a lot of staff members get together and have contests, and um, their managers get together. So no, this person really deserves this award. This person deserves this award. So they'll do like their big ceremonies at the end of the year, and then they'll order a bunch of scare badges and trade shows too. We go to trade shows. Trans World, we've been to HauntCon a couple times. We're trying to branch out more. I'm a postal worker by day, so I work a lot, but we like you said, once you get the bug, you can't get rid of it. So we just stay busy like you guys and try to
So
sweep them when we can.
so you have the best deals when it comes to shipping these badges and stuff out. You guys holler at Brian Foreman. He got the hookups on the deals on bulk shipping.
Yep.
But Brian, tell us what the importance of having these badges are. Why is it needed to have these badges?
Well, we found that we started implementing them in our team as we started it. So we were I was like a first or second year's Dead Factory owner, and then we started using experimenting with our actors and see what they liked, and if they would wear them or even use them. And like for the attendance badge, we have one gold. We have two gold borders. They're the best badges. One's the one's actor of the year, and the other one's a 2023 attendance badge. Well, that one's not the 23, but it'll have the year on it. A lot of actors try to get that gold border because they want to be there every single night. You have to get it in order to earn that badge. You have to be there every single night of the season. So our actors would actually, no, I can't miss any nights because I need this gold badge, right? So it's retention. Not everybody's driven by that. Some people have different, I call it the love language, but you have different haunt languages. Some people do good with awards. Some people like money. Some people just want the recognition. Well, this covers recognition and an award because we kind of give them in front of everybody. We announce their names, what they did, how many nights they showed up. So, here's your hoodie, here's your T-shirt, here's your leather jacket, whatever you earned that year. So it's kind of a good thing to recognize your actors. Plus, it kind of breeds a little bit of competition in there. They try to go act a little harder, do a little extra. Maybe, there's one that's team leader, so maybe someone needs to be moved up to team leader, and they're trying to show you that, hey, I'm a responsible person. I'm here all the time. I'm helping out. So you might get more management roles because people are trying harder. I was in the military and the Boy Scouts, so that kind of what drove the idea. And Daryl Plunkey came up with this idea. It's like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, I don't know. Let's try it and see what happens. And that's 7 years now, 5, 6, 7 years. So
that's crazy.
It seems like you got some pretty out of the box thinking, with that idea. First, I love it. If you appreciate the actors, they're gonna feel appreciated. They're gonna feel more, the whole night. They're gonna feel more dedicated. So I love that.
Right.
And also, I noticed with the commercial to the haunt, you had monster protection necklaces for children. I love that idea.
That's it. Message, y'all. That's an idea. I love that.
That is some out of the box thinking, trying to get more ticket sales. Have you seen improvement with that? I got to ask about that. Have you seen any
Yeah. We had several reviews left on Google because we did the necklaces. So what you do is you pay an extra $5 for the necklace, which it's like a 50-cent necklace, but in order for that, they buy it for their kid. And then what we try to do is try not to target the kid. We even have adults buying them. So try not to target. It's hard to get a scare actor to tone it down because you got to see the necklace, then you got to react to it. So the training has to be a little more advanced because some people would get mad because they bought a necklace for their kid. They didn't get scared, but their kid didn't get scared. So it's hard to separate that as a group, try to scare one person, but not the other person. So we even tried like, okay, well, if you have a necklace, then you don't do nothing. The actors don't do anything. They just stand there, high five the kid. We kind of base it on the group that's going through. It's like, okay, this kid's petrified, no scares. The parents know no scares, so we'll try that. So it kind of allows everybody. How many 10-year-olds you see running out there just they're never going to experience a haunted attraction again because you're too scary. So
Right.
we want the new ones to be money. We want them to spend money when they're older, so you got to think ahead. And parents love it because
I wish I had that. I wish we had that when I was going through the haunt, because I was dragged into several back in the day, and it petrified me, and then me doing haunts was for me just to get over the fear. And now look at me. I love it. I talk, we're talking about building up right now. But I want to go back real quick to this. That's me and Brian. That's me and you. At the stage shade party, boy. He came in with the kangaroo hat with the leather jacket. I was like, okay, the swag. Yeah. It was all good. We had a good time. And I have video of it. I'm going to share that video sometime. But that was us killing it and my first time actually physically meeting Brian. And since then, we've just been great friends. So that's awesome. But what were you saying, Gerard?
I was about to say, as a scare actor, when I did do a lot of scare acting, most of the time I didn't have contacts in or glasses on. So I was sitting here thinking, man, that would be the worst thing for me because all I see is a little glow stick. I'm gonna get that thing right there.
I mean, that's how it was with me. I mean, being in, because Isaac, who's watching. He knows we in on the West Coast we don't shoot like yes. Now I taught my team to kind of break down when you see a kid, you break down to their level, you treat them differently, but that's during different times, like a publicity stunt versus a haunt. But like we would just go in and we would just bring that energy, we'll have that energy just going constantly because of the lines, that we see, or the amount of people that we'll see, and we're our body kind of goes on like automated, just of scaring, and so we just don't see it. And like when I worked at Not Scary Farm, I had this chainsaw. I'm like, yeah, and when you're at Not Scary Farm, they say 13 and up. And here's this young couple with their infant baby and the stroller, but the baby was in the guy's hands. And when I came with that chainsaw, he puts up the baby, and I'm like, yeah, this chainsaw with the baby, and I'm just like, dude. And I talk about it because it breaks my heart, because that baby had no reason being into this intensity show, and it's a theme park. It's smoke everywhere, and I even tell my sister when she had her kids and they were young, but look, young people, they don't care. They're like, you're going to see a boogity 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 boo, and if you get in trouble, I'm going to send them over to you. I mean, that's my family. I don't know about yours. But anyways, let's talk about, Isaac said, yes, once I scared a group of blind kids.
What?
Yeah, different story. But
we've had some deaf people come through. People in large, oversized wheelchairs. So make sure when you build your haunt, make sure it's wide enough. I think 36-inch minimum.
Let's go.
Is what we go. But now some of these oversized wheelchairs, I'm not sure what the size are, but we 36 is where we were at. And I was kind of worried about some of the turns in there because we've taken some smaller wheelchairs, and yeah, it's fine. But always make sure your codes may be different in your area. So
yes,
no matter what I know there's one standard. There's a standard for everybody, but once you get to certain areas, that standard may be waived.
Well, I picture this. I picture you going, okay, we got to make sure this is wheelchair. What?
Go ahead.
I picture you going like, okay,
Go
we
ahead,
got
keep
to
going.
make sure this wheelchair is wheelchair accessible. Go get that wheelchair from that one scene. Let's measure around.
Yeah, we have one. We have one exclusively just to push people through it. So
Uh,
the
oh, so
best one.
you supplied your own
Yeah.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yes. So sometimes, you got to do it. I mean, when I first built my first haunted attraction, which we're going to talk about, we're going to jump to that topic real soon here. But like, we did the same thing, and we specifically laid out the ruler and the measuring tape, and we're like, all right, let's bring her. And we had a wheelchair, and we brought it in. Could they walk in? And when we first had our first wheelchair guest, it was so beautiful. My monsters literally just escorted them through and like spent time with them. And I wanted to say this. This is why I want to piggyback on it, whether they're blind, deaf, or had a disability. When they go into a haunted attraction, give them a good show. Give them a good show
Yep.
because typically they don't have a good show because we take their disability as let's not scare them. No, they're there for to have a good time. And let me just tell you this: I had a no everyone gets scared attitude when I did that and scared a group of disabled people. uh they literally was like, "Ah!" They were just having a good time, and I was
Yeah.
chasing them and everything. And the person who brought them came back to me and was like, thank you, this is why we're here. We all love this. Everyone loves haunt. Like, we want to get scared, and we felt like they weren't gonna get scared because of their disability. And I was like, oh, and I never saw it that way because we're trying to be polite, and but they paid their $20, $25 too.
Yeah.
So get them and
They're there
have
for
a
a
good
reason.
time with them.
Mhm.
Yes. All right, so let's talk about this. Conceptualized your theme. So we're talking. So we have pretty much 8 steps that we're going to talk through, and we're going to use Dead Factory as our um our playing field here, and we're going to talk it through. So let's talk about conceptualizing your theme. Why is this important? Because, and I know you have an ongoing thing. Why is this important, and why is this, and what is your theme?
Right. Just a disclaimer. I am no longer in the Dead Factory, so I sold my half to my brother last year. Um, I'm still kind of in the mist. I'm still transferring everything over to his name. But I plan on going into consulting and design work. So if anybody is out there needing some advice, let me know. I like to do the idea stuff and then let you have it. So
So this is kind of right on time, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Let's go.
So conceptualizing, you have to have to me, you have to have a story. So what I did, I had built up so much stuff over the years on my home on. So it was Dr. Phobia's experiment. So I had medical themed stuff. I had clowns, of course, I had the spiders and the snakes and the baby dolls and wheelchairs. So all this was accumulating. So I created a backstory around a doctor that extracted phobias from his patients out of experiments, and the phobias stayed inside the haunted attractions. So there were about 20-30% of the haunt was a medical themed, the first part of it. And you meet Dr. Phobia, and Dr. Phobia lets you inside of his mind, inside of a secret door. Then you go into his head, and that's when things change. So I could switch up phobias each year.
Love it.
So I'd have like spiders and baby dolls and clowns, of course. And if one of them didn't work, I can always switch that room out to something else. So based around, like, say if you have stuff built up, you have things that you're coming from another haunt, or you're buying another haunt, then see what you have, take inventory of what the things that you have, and create a backstory around what you have. Especially if you're just getting started, you don't have the money to go out and buy a bunch of extra props and this and that. So you can create a creative story around things that you already have and the resources that you have.
So I want to say this. So for instance, if I'm a new person being a haunter, and I'm coming into the space, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, look, I don't have clown stuff, but I have this awesome barn, and I have wood, and I have this, that, the other. can I base it around this theme? Can we talk about a barn? So you guys, this is I like how you mentioned that because it's the most easiest way to get into the game easy without you building a story that you have to now force yourself or force your money into. You're now just sitting here and say, hey, let's just play within the aesthetics and the canvas that we have.
Right.
Right? Okay.
Yep. That's we well when I was it was Dr. Phobe's experiment was my home haunt, but the location that we went to was just an old warehouse, an old trucking warehouse. So, which kind of reminded me of a factory. Good friend of mine, we were going back and forth through some names, and this domain was available, deadfactory.com. So I was like, okay,
Let's do it.
so we're going to base it around this. We're going to base it around. Now, you would think doctors and factories don't go together, but we kind of missed the story in with the doctor, so it kind of does go together. So, and we plan on adding more attractions because we have the Dead Factory brand. Then we were going to label Phobia 13 was going to be the Dr. Phobia's room, and then for the attraction, then we're going to have another attraction because now that I've learned more about the industry and how everybody are having 2 or 3 attractions plus a midway, and then you can control your queue lines by if this attraction's slow, you can reroute people over to this attraction. You can have time ticketing, you can have virtual queue lines. So
Yep.
to me, I think people should build smaller attractions. I know Leonard Pickle's a big promoter of 3,000 square foot attractions and having multiple attractions. Dead Factory is about 10,000 square foot attraction just by itself. So it's about a 25-minute walkthrough, which is good because it's at that point where it's almost too long, but people are coming out of there just like grabbing their chest and it's like, oh my God, I was in there forever. I didn't know it was going to be this long. What the hell? So like, because when they first get in the first room, how long is this going to be? It's about 20, 25 minutes. Like, what? So, but you can take that same space and break it into 2 attractions, and you can
it's
have
separated.
so
What I think when I started my attraction first, I did something similar to yours. I had a 20,000 square foot gym. I took half of it and made it to 10,000 square foot attraction, and that was it. And mine was kind of like the same layout as yours. It was Mind Terrors, and there's this girl having her mind in nightmares, and each room was like her nightmare, and so you could switch it out. So I felt like that was like kind of like not the norm, but like a staple for us haunted attraction creatives to put something together and still use these themings and whatnot. Then you mentioned having multiple attractions, which I call that a haunt. I call that when you have a haunt, it's a multiple attraction or a screen park where you have, midway and all that stuff. And that why is that important? Why should you scale down from a 10,000 to now having 2 attractions? Why is that important for an owner?
the a few reasons. One's perceived value, so people think a lot of people want to go and experience more stuff. They want to make a whole night of it. I know some nights like Dead Factory, they'd be like a slow night. They'd be in and out and be like, what else are we going to do? I mean, they might have waited in line for 30 minutes and then the haunt was 20 minutes. So that was like an hour. So if you have, and plus revenue, I mean, if you want to create more revenue and you have different things, games for them to play, vendor booths, food, a place for them to hang out, and sell more stuff to your customers. And then you can always raise your ticket price. So what we were going to do is do I think it's 25 a ticket now, and you could do, it was 20. They raised it last year to 25, but I was going to do the $20 ticket and then build another attraction and just do 30. You do 20 for one or 30 for both. So you're actually saving, you're still raising the price, but then you're also giving them more value for the ticket too, So it's like, oh, one package. I'm not a big fan of the haunts to do. Well, we have 5 attractions inside, but they're not really 5. There might be 5 different rooms or 5 different areas. To me, I don't know. That's kind of cop
And
out. But
wait, do they sell that room or that
they
area?
sell like they market it as 5 separate attractions, but you might be rolling back into it might be a medical theme, and then you roll into a clown house, and then you roll into a so it's all together, but it's not really individually. I think it's
It needs to be
this
individual.
queue line is for Phobia 13. And this queue line over here is for
Yeah.
zombie paintball or whatever. This one here is the outdoor attraction. So
That-
that way it gives everybody, and then they come back to center where all their food is, and they alcohol, whatever you want to sell. There's big questions about selling alcohol on property or not, but
Yeah.
we never got into that. We did have a beer garden once that they came in, had their own insurance, their own license.
Yep.
So that was one thing that we did. But anytime you get drunks in the dark and with scare actors,
You have to
I think
bring in,
they're gonna come anyway. I mean,
yeah,
but
you
you're,
just
you, but
raise
you're
your security. Yeah.
yeah. So
I mean, if there is, even when I deal with a partner or consulting in the past that I did, and they bring in a bar or that, I'm like, all right, how many security we have? All right, double it, just in case, because especially the areas that we're in, we're on the West Coast, and I was doing stuff with Blumhouse, Rob Zombie, and just in general. And when you do a haunt itself, it's expensive. So my first, from going from a haunted attraction, I had to go to a haunt. I had to have a multi attraction event because I needed to raise that value up to pay the bills. You know what I mean? It was a necessity because putting on a haunt in New York and in LA is expensive.
mhm.
Period. It is expensive versus the putting on a haunt in the South.
Yeah,
Expensive.
the farther you get away from the city, usually cheaper things go. I mean, there would be no way I could afford it what we have here in rural Missouri of 12,000
Mhm.
people,
Right.
So
And I was right down there in downtown LA, just like, with the bums. Say, hey, you want to be a scare actor? Like, let's go, let's work. But please wash up because we don't want to offend each other or the guests.
uh-huh.
Okay, so what's next? We have this. This is what. Okay, so this is your home haunt, right?
Yes.
Okay, I remember seeing these pictures, and you had a clown theme, or this is the Doctor Phobia
Yeah,
theme.
Dr. Phobia I'm in the center there. So I was a deranged doctor who basically carved his clown face into his just crazy, just nuts. So those
Yeah.
were all my patients, right? So most of them, I think most of them were my family. My dad's Freddie. Cade, Cade, the little kid is Cade. He's 15 now. So he was like
Wow.
3. A couple of cousins, sister, my other son. My daughter's not in that one. Then I had a few friends that were brought over, but that was the house that I'm in now. It migrated 2 different places I had my home haunt. So
Okay.
that's the house I'm in now.
Nice.
Um,
I love how you
but
utilize the eyes, and then is that the garage down below? I love how you
yeah,
utilize that.
yeah. We had those window posters that you shine a light at the wow windows. So I had like a clown in one and then a pumpkin in the other one at night. Had
Nice.
the facade lit up, and the left, you went inside the left and came out the right.
Okay.
Um, and then it was probably about a 5-minute walk through in a little 600-foot garage. So
Nice.
just kind of twist and turn. I don't think everything was 36. I think it was 32, but as a home haunt, I wasn't charging any money. So
Right.
there's not really any restriction.
Right.
But 400, 500 trick or treaters probably.
Nice.
2 or 3 years. I think I did it
Do you think
there.
for someone that's starting out in the industry, should they start as a home haunter before they jump pro?
It's a good thing to do because it's kind of like say you want to start a business. Well, you want to start a business. You want to learn social media. You want to learn marketing. You want to learn, all these different things so you know how to do them, building and decorating. Like it's good to get your feet wet on all that stuff. And then as you grow and, become to that point where you're ready to start a business and then you'll have this all figured out and you can delegate what you're not good at, your strengths, your weaknesses. Now I really don't want to build a 5,000 square foot haunt. So can I just hire somebody to build that? And so,
I'm
but
there now. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not swinging no hammer anymore. Let's go. I did
that's
it all.
yeah. If it wasn't for my brother is in construction, so
Mhm.
to him, he just like looks at it and says, "Yeah, what else?" I'm like, "Okay, here, do this," because I can't do that. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm
Which
good with the drill, but
uh,
that's about it.
which is a good segue to plan your layout, right? So why should we plan our layout, and what goes into planning your layout?
Plan your layout. You got to look at your throughput, where people are going, where they're exiting, where they're entering, all your egresses, how you're going to get people out of a building in case there's a fire, in case there's a security problem.
Mhm.
Um, Plan your layout's going to give you a gist of how much money you're going to need to fill this place up. What you're going to need, how much, what your say you do 36-inch walls. How much can you fit in this space?
You know, it's funny you say. I have to tell the story. It's funny you say playing your exits and all that because I made the mistake once and built a large. It was our largest attraction, and you know when you're in the hot sun, you just try to swing the hammers, build it up right, get it done quick. And I got my layout, my map. I got my physical map. I'm looking at it. Okay, this goes here. And there's the gray walls. There's lines between the walls. Like, what the fuck are whatever? They're gray because of printer. Those were the fire exits. I put a wall right there, just and then we're like, okay, cool. The city's coming to expect. We're going down our list. We're like, there ain't no damn fire exits in this attraction. And we're like, oh no. The inspector's like here. He's going through. He's like, okay, yeah. I see you don't have a fire exit. I'm like, yeah. He touches the panel, the vacuum form. He's like, oh yeah. If somebody wants out, they'll bust through. He doesn't know there's a piece of plywood on the other end.
I don't even want to talk about. I don't want to talk about.
We put the
And
fire exit in.
Right, I ain't gonna lie, I was there to witness this, and the fire marshal's like, it's okay, we don't have a exit here. If they just want to get out, they'll just plaster right through it. And I'm like,
Yep.
it's different. See, in California, it will never go. It will never fly. But over there, it was like, don't worry, just go ahead. I'm like, Gerard, just go ahead and just go ahead right through it. Like, let's just make this exit now.
Yep. Yeah, some districts are completely like here in rural Missouri. If you're rural, I mean, if you're out in the country past city limit lines, there's really no restrictions much.
Right.
But it's still good to be safe for your customers, safe for your employees, so they know. I know some are I mean, some of you like standard fire exit sign. It's got to be lit up. Your egress doors have to swing out. Fire extinguisher next to the egress door. Sprinkler systems. Everything's got to be fireproof. So it all depends. I always say prepare for the worst, expect the best, right? So
Right. I'm like, since we're on this subject, I'm like trying to get to the slide right now. Just like let's just talk about it. Yes, some areas you have to have your exit lights lit up, and I was in that situation before, and I hated it because I was like, how am I going to make this work? How can I make this work? And then we went back to the fire marshal and we're like, hey, if we make this a reflective thing, can this work too? And I say, and I sat down with the fire marshal and I put the sign up and we put reflective tape that said exit. And I worked at a sign and marketing firm business agency. So I had all the access to making things just look and so we made these signs and then I shot light up to it. He's like, yeah, that will work. I'm like, yes. But that was like that was my first time building a haunted attraction in California, Southern California. But like the exits, you had to have those exits. They had to be X amount of feet. And they would come with a lighter and they would burn your material, make sure it doesn't catch on fire. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. But yes, safety precautions. Um, um, what are several good safety precautions that we could give to someone that is starting out?
safety is number one. I mean,
Number one.
if you have anybody that's helping out, make sure that they know, what their what the guidelines are. Say if you're building, especially if you're hiring these people to do it. I mean, companies are their own companies, have their own insurance and their own safety stuff. But if they're under your watch, especially, I mean, it goes from ground zero when you design, when you start building, have safety things, safety plans with your crew and your staff.
Mhm.
If there's just a drunk inside, how do you get them out? How do you get that person out? If there's someone scared, how do you get them out? If there's a fire, if there's a shooting, God forbid, but if there's something like that, all your security team needs to be involved. Y'all should have drills. Um, we found if you say you can't afford security, we found just putting some the biggest dudes in big fluorescent green vests with security on the back of them,
Mhm.
and give them a flashlight and a walkie-talkie and put them outside
Yep.
right by the entrance of your queue, entrance of your parking lot, so people know that, hey, we are prepared to take the precautions if we need to. I know some people wand their people before they come in, or have the wand for metal detectors. It all depends how you want to get. We're rural Missouri, so there's not a whole lot that goes on. We do have some unruly teenagers that can go through the house and tear up your stuff or harass your actors.
Mm.
Then we have actors that know exactly what to do because each zone has a walkie-talkie. Well, as soon as you can get to your zone leader, let us know, and we're going to come and get these people, and we're going to walk them out of the haunt ourselves. So we always
Right.
have people floating around that take care of that stuff too. But and then always get with your fire marshal and your building inspector to see what's required, because every
Mhm.
every place is different.
It's
So
different. Every market is different. Every
mhm.
market is different. And you know what? Let me just say this. Piggybacking off of the safety precaution. When I was doing my first haunted attraction, I knew that Not Scary Farm was about 45 minutes away from me, and I knew that the Orange County or Buena Park area in California had the most restrict area of permits and haunted attractions of building a haunted attraction because of Not Scary. So you know what I did? I called that fire marshal and said, "Can I get your guidelines?" And I took my guidelines to my fire marshal and said, "Let me compare." And when I saw what was not on there, what was on there, then I made the decision: Can I still follow these steps without breaking my neck and breaking my bank to be to have a haunted attraction that is up to code in the most difficult place to put a haunt at? And when I did that, that was my personal achievement because I could literally take my attraction and just take it over there and put it up and it'll be fine. But I wanted the hardest pathway of getting a haunt up first so that
Yeah.
I knew what to do and what not to do. That was my test. Because if you do that, then you can say, "Hey, I achieved this." And I know that no matter what, if this is my standard, if I go to Missouri or wherever at and I keep the standard, I'm good because I know that my guests are safe. Number one, my staff are safe. Number one, and I'm safe. Number one, and that is when you do any type of entertainment, that safety is number one.
Yeah, because
Safety is number one.
it only takes one time, and then it's maybe you get kicked off your insurance. I know there's a big haunt that kind of had a safety thing happen, and they can't open up anymore.
Right.
So it's
Which we
you know
just
it's
heard a haunt going through that.
and like
So yeah.
Alan said, yeah, de-escalating is. Luckily, I'm really good with
Mhm.
customer service, so I'm usually the one that interacts because I'm there every night. Was there every night, but so if there was a problem, but yeah, teach your security how to de-escalate a situation, not be
Mhm.
forceful or pull them out like a bouncer out of a nightclub. It's you got to talk people down, and um, yeah, that's a good point, Alan. The yeah, as far as safety, yeah, and like you were saying, Willie. I mean, a lot of people go from the top, the NFPA 101 fire safety code. So that's the big umbrella. I mean, if you can go by that, you can have a sprinkle building, all your exits are good, all your fire extinguishers are by your exits, your light, your thing, everything's lit up. You have safety lights when something happens in the haunt, you can kill everything, power everything back up so everybody can get out of the building. You have
Mhm.
plenty of egresses.
Oh,
Um,
And one cool idea that I did, and I learned this from Knots, is like I took rope lighting, red rope lighting. It's the most cleanest rope lighting or colored lighting that you can put in a back staging area for your staff and scare actors. And
Mhm.
I don't know if Alan can piggyback on this, but I put my attraction backstage always on the outside and one down the middle. And typically my sound and my power was like like the heart of it was like in the middle.
Yep.
And then that's how I designed it. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna and I didn't know what I was doing. I just made me a little box. And then I just kept going. But I had some great friends. Man, I had friends in engineering, and like they sponsored. They're like, all right, we're gonna take your stuff and put it up to scale. We're gonna give you your floor maps, and then you're gonna go take this to the city. Like it was crazy the amount of blessing and the amount of people I knew to make this work, and I didn't realize, but I had to fumble my way through it. It took me 2 years to get my haunt up. My first year, I mean, having a home haunt, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go and we're gonna take this leap. When I took the leap, I was too late for the city. They were like, no, your permit's gotta be in 3 months in advance. Okay, well, let's next year. And then I just went hard, to prepare myself. But like, I just want to let everyone know, like, pay attention, go to your permits, go to your safety, go to your fire marshal, get all what you need to do now before you jump in, because there are going to be some roadblocks. Can we go to construction? So is this your brother right here?
Yeah, that's Scott. Yeah, he's 6 years younger than me. And he's the one that actually got me into the haunt industry. So
Uh-huh.
and then we built well, these are big wall panels. These are the reason being was, well, at that time 2x4s, like we got the what we call them, well, they're not scrap 2x4s, but they have like little edges. They're kind of roughed up. Some of them are twisted a little bit. So they're like $1.25 a piece at the
Oh, really?
time.
Wow.
So, and then we used a 1/2 inch OSB. And then of course we have another, once we got them up, we added another panel to that too. So they're pretty heavy once you start moving them. But there's many ways to design and build wall panels, 2x3s, Luwan. There's lighter methods. We use a square grid method. I know some people
Yep.
use a triangular grid method. I know Leonard Pickle uses that a lot. So never tried it. The whole triangle thing messes me up because
I never tried it either.
I see things in squares and I know how to do that and I know how it all works that way. But yeah, so we built, I think our first year we might have built 450 wall panels. So, and then we've added on since then. But
Wow.
it's probably one of your biggest costs starting up is the lumber.
It's the lumber. Oh yeah, baby, it's the
And
lumber.
yeah. So
Have you? I see you have OSB wall panels. Have you ever tried to change the panels lumber and then realize like, oh shoot, I should have kept them all the same? Or
one thing we found out, like, it's a very odd thing, but like one side of OSB is slicker than the other side.
Mhm.
So we always try to use the slick side. But once you painted it, some of the paint, I mean, it was fine. You can't really tell. We don't use them. It's all indoor wall panels. I know you don't want to use OSB outside because it'll swell up and rot and just swell up
Mhm.
and over time and just disintegrate. Because that's all it is, a compressed particle
wood, yeah.
board just pressed
Mhm.
together with some kind of glue. A lot of people use Luan or the real thin plywood because it's smooth and it's easier to paint on. I say if you're doing like some kind of mural or something with a lot of small details, you want to use something smoother.
It's so funny because my first problem when I did my haunt was I literally had the wrong lumber, and when I painted it, the paint just absorbed into the wood and went away. I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Like, this is a magic trick. Magic trick.
Primer.
I did it again, and we wasted so much paint on this wood, and I was so mad. And then that's when I called somebody over, and I was like, "You build things. What's wrong with this wood?" They're like, "Oh yeah, you got the cheap wood, and this is a sponge. You need this wood." And I'm like, "Oh Lord." So
Yeah.
you guys understand your
OSB will
materials.
OSB will soak up the paint too. What we'd always get the Oops paint, like whatever at the hardware store. Then we sell them. I think I found some black for like big 5-gallon buckets. It was like $20 or $30 or something. So it's always good to try to find some good quality stuff, but cheap prices. We went to lumber yards and got they just have just a junk pile that they use. We get 2x6s and 1x and 1x4s and for a fraction of the price, just because no one else can't use it for construction or buildings. So.
Right. Alan Hop says, I tried to add one triangular grid section just to mix it up. And look, the only thing I could think of a triangular grid is to move the pathway more fluidly, where they can curve as an S. I mean, that's the only thing, but I mean, that's just my thoughts. But he said that is a triangle paper grid, so he recommends getting this grid and using it for better placement of the walls and whatnot. So thank you for that tip. Which I'm gonna copy that and I'm gonna save that right now. Oh no!
What?
Oh my God!
Alan was blocked. How'd that happen?
I just blocked Alan Hops by accident.
That's what you get. We do squares and circle here. Yep, that's scary.
That was totally.
Can you unblock him?
I don't know. I don't. Lord Jesus, y'all go. No, Alan Hops. No.
Sorry, Alan.
Alan, I will fix it.
No, stick to your guns, Willie. Willie's over
No,
here.
I didn't. Why would I block Alan Hops? He's giving us information. Like, what the heck? That was so totally.
I'm glad it wasn't me.
Oh my gosh, I gotta fix that. I don't know how. Lord, man, oh God, I'm so sorry. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix it. And then I blocked the one comment that I wanted to start. I don't know how I did that. Oh Lord, if y'all see Alan Hobbs, tell him that's a mistake.
If y'all see Alan Hobbs, you tell him Gerard misses him and loves him, but you tell Willie is mad at him to talk about triangles. Send him the message. Let him know how Willie feels.
No, that was literally a mistake. I don't even know why. I mean, I guess it's hot in here and my palms are sweating, but we gotta fix that.
Are your knees weak? Arms are heavy?
Shut up.
Mom's
Shut up. But anyways, so what do we got here? So this is an overview of your attraction. And he's the only one that's making comments. But anyways, this is your overview of your haunted attraction where people are walking through, and I love this. When I first had my attraction walls up, to go over and do your hanging of things and lighting stuff. This is really cool to see because this is different. It's a different perspective, right? How do you why do you put the cross beams up?
That was just for support. Those plus run all your electrical and your lighting, everything can go up there. I know with triangular grid, don't need as much bracing. So when you're using squares, you have to brace it's almost kind of I wouldn't say by feel, but you go around and start moving your walls. This one needs a brace. And then usually your corners, you can kind of brace them off your corners. There's also another layer of skin. That was like a very first, just setting them up without the skins, without the decorations. Everything is just completely detailed out.
So what's the next process, if you want to explain to everybody? Can you go back to that picture? The one above you? So if we're going down the line, we figured out the story. We figured out what we had, theming. We figured out the codes. If we can put the picture up, you're at the point where your walls are up. They're bare bones. They look naked. What's your next step?
This one
is to go through. You can create pictures of to conceptualize everything. You can create each scene. I know some people take each room and then just draw a detailed photo of each room that they want. Mm-hmm. Me, it all lives in my head. So it's kind of like I'll go in a room and I just kind of feel it. I'm like, no, this is what we need. These are the colors that we need. If I was designing for somebody, it would probably be conceptual art, taking the room, designing it out, maybe pulling up some conceptual photos. I know AI is being used a lot for, hey, give me a doctor's room out of the 1960s, creepy, and just kind of Pinterest used to be a good one. I used to use Pinterest a lot for just getting ideas, Google images, then go through each room and decide what what area is going to be, what it's going to be. And then start planning out detail by detail, what furniture you need in that room, what materials you need in that room. Then I started looking for stuff, get on the prowl I'll hit the curbs, I'll hit Goodwill, I hit garage sales. We wanted a doll room. So for 2 years, I was on the hunt for any kind of dolls that, creepy or not, I needed dolls, kid stuff, kid dresser, tricycles, anything that I could find. If I saw that someone was giving away that doll lighthouse, I think it might have been on the curb. I was like, hey, that's going to be perfect for a doll room.
Oh yeah.
Just so filling your space up. I did it was medical themed. So the same year that I was building my haunt, my local hospital had a big auction, and me and another person, the only people that showed up, and I got a bunch of stretchers and incubators and microscopes, IV poles. It was about 3 truckloads full of stuff for $20.
No. Whoa.
That is a steal.
Yeah, so it was as much as lunch. I got everything that I needed to fill my haunt. So
you talking like you just hit a golden goose. $20 and you fill up an entire haunt.
Yep.
I think that's the deal of the century right there. Like, think of how much stuff we've done, picked up side road just to fill up a haunt.
Yeah.
You're just like
file cabinets and whiteboards and chalkboards, and so
the auctioneer must have been pissed.
she was like,
give it to them.
Yeah, she was like, well, no one else is here, and she even offered that money. She's like, I don't know, $20. I'm like, can I throw this and this and this in? She's like, yeah. They ended up giving up the local production company that has the plays and stuff, and it might have been in the high school. They were doing a Frankenstein the same year, so they donated a bunch of their other stuff to the Frankenstein play that was going on that I didn't buy, but I got basically everything that I needed. Got some of those old, not old stretchers, but new stretchers. We got the foot pedals on them that raise and lower and move backwards, and yeah, they were threw those in there.
Those are actually worth like real money. I've seen somebody buy a bunch of those recently, sell them for like $5,000 a piece. They're like the yellow ones.
Yep. Got the big move, so it kind of locks it in place and moves it, moves it up and down. It's got the 2 sidebars on it, so you can lower it, move it.
Did it have the straps to strap down the patients? They're going crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I like those. Are my favorite ones because I've used not in a non-haunt in a medical position. I've used like the classic stretchers. Then I like the ones we strap them down because I work in psych wards. Sometimes they're acting stupid. You're like,
yeah. Tied a little tighter.
Yeah. God, that is shocking. So actually, here's a little off topic question. What do you think is the easiest haunt to get into? Like the theme wise? If you had to go pick one out, like I just need the cheapest and easiest one to get into, what are you doing?
Probably an outdoor trail type of themes, because you don't have the overhead of a building. If you can find a lot, find a farmer, someone that has extra acreage that you can rent for a few months, like an old backwoods hillbilly type of attraction, or something you can create in the woods, maybe a myth of some kind of witch that lives in the woods, or some kind of spooky person that lives in the woods, and create a story around that person. You won't need much, just a good story and some right lighting, and people few people jumping out at you, you know. But
So this is
outdoor probably.
Yeah, I agree with you big time on outdoor.
There's some challenges with
On that.
outdoor, but
Yes, there is.
for cheapest, that's probably your best bet.
Tell me about it. Yeah. Yeah, it is. There is challenges on it. But
You
if
know,
you have the perfect land already leveled, already
you don't
parking
have to
lot,
have wall
already some like
panels.
you have to have
You can put up some pallets, some walls that kind of block the site, but still create your
Mhm.
trail within the woods.
Right.
It's gonna take some elbow grease to get your trail all cleared out, but and
Right.
laid properly because you don't want any trip hazards and stuff in there. So
Let's talk about design scare and tactics. Okay. So you did the detailing, you figure out your theme, you have your layout, you have your walls up, you have painted them, you have put some detail in them, and now it's time to design the scare tactics. So the heart, the meat of the potatoes, right? Of what
mhm.
you're doing. This is important. And why is it so tell us this process.
So good design, I think, can already distract your customers and give your actors a better position to scare. Because if you create the environment and the fun house atmosphere already, the people are already on edge. If you build the anticipation
Mhm.
before they even go through that first room, how many people we already had tap out the first room because the queue line music was getting to them, and the subwoofer that we had going was already getting to them. You know, so they already to this
Oh
point
yeah.
they're already just like just whatever you throw at me, I'm gonna jump. And if I can even make it, I'm gonna, so build the anticipation, create an immersive environment so you feel like you're in it. That's why we're Q actors got to be on. They got to be in it. I don't want to see them break character. The actors inside have to be on it all the time. You want to make them walk through a horror movie. So,
Hmm.
and
Have you
creating,
have you go ahead.
so you're just creating environments that already have people on edge is a good thing. Trying to make it
Oh
as
yeah.
realistic as possible.
Have you ever thought that when you understood the scare tactics and how to scare made it easier for you to design the scare in your room?
Yes, and it's always an experiment too because you might have this perfect room that you think you set up to the T. Oh, this is going to be the best room. It's going to get everybody, and it flops. So it's like it could be just the lighting. It could be just where your actors placed that. It could be something the room before, the room after that they're talking about this and they're not really set up for this room yet. So um it's almost like a magician kind of sets up his trick. Kind of a haunted house is kind of the same way.
Hmm.
Distraction. Look over here, and I'm doing this to you over here. It's um, distraction. You always have something to like an eye focal point or a
Hmm.
noise or something that their mind's focused on, but the scare comes from a different position. So when you design your rooms and stuff, have that all laid out too. But to answer your question, I don't know if I
Yeah,
okay.
I agree. I think
Are you still trying to
yeah,
block?
it did. I think
Yeah, as Alan just
what'd you
blocked
say?
now, Alan can't come back. Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
So
he is. He's back.
I can tell where I'm one. I'm
Look,
not wanted.
You
no, no, no,
listen,
no,
Okay,
no.
listen,
You
Alan.
listen.
are.
Listen, Al,
Uh,
I was on your side. Even Brian was on your side. But let me tell you, Willie got. You can watch it when we re-upload this. You need to watch what happened after he played. He went on a tangent.
He's like,
Okay, he
yeah.
said some disgusting things. He talked about
no,
your
I did not.
mama. So,
Don't believe
so
him.
you
Don't.
might you might need to talk
Okay.
to.
Don't believe him. No, it's hot in my studio. Okay, and when I was clicking to star your link, it clicked on block user by accident,
Bullshit.
and I was like, no, like one of those towel commercials when the liquid is coming.
Yeah, it zooms
It
up
was one
really
of
close.
those. So I do apologize because you had great insight. So, but yeah, so I do apologize.
So did
But
you make?
StreamYard helped me. They were like, "This is what you need to do," as I'm in the show.
So did you make that big clown?
Yes.
That was actually a lawn decoration prop that I had. All I did was come with. It's kind of like a big spirit prop, but it's an older prop. The head's about like that. It's still a puppet in the Dead Factory today. It's a puppet,
Okay. It looked like
and
it.
it actually hangs on a chain. Someone gets underneath it. The arms are controlled all thread. It's a all threaded pipe that we use for its arms. There's broomsticks attached to its elbows, so you can move the hands and stuff.
Oh,
Oh, there's some of the stretchers, yeah, but
yep. So this is the goodies that you got.
yeah, those are some of the goodies at the hospital parking lot that
Question,
$20.
$20.
Did you clean them?
No.
No.
Who the hell cleans them?
I clean them for my scare actors. I do because I don't ever want to be in a position where I'm like, is this someone's like juices over here, like old crusty juices?
You just gotta go. You just gotta just lick it clean.
No, thank you, sir. Okay. So,
But God, you even got a baby incubator.
Yeah.
For $20.
Oh my.
Yeah, there was a lot. That was just part of the haul that I got. So
I had to rip mine. So you got one for nothing. Where'd you get this thing here? The face thing. And is that a prop? Like, is it fake barbed wire?
that's one of our actors.
Is that real metal that he?
That is real metal.
Oh my god!
Luckily, he was in an area where nobody was getting close to him because he's kind of a distraction for the other actors.
Nice.
This is something he made. We helped him make it, and he was one of our. He was so in character. He got. It was before we started giving out awards, but he got the award of being in your character all night long because this dude would not. I mean, he would not come out of his character. He loved it so much. So he might have been a little bit on the crazy side, but
just a little bit.
He was chained to the wall. So it was. But that's Tyler. He's a good actor.
Serious.
He did. Yeah.
I
normally wouldn't recommend anything poking out from any kind of metal, but being where he was located at, probably was part of his costume. So
it looks great, and that spider looks great too.
I have one of those masks, but I use it for other things.
No, you see, I knew it. I knew it. You're gonna go there. I knew it. You were gonna go there.
The bedroom in the basement. Yeah.
See, Brian, don't pay him no mind. Like pay him no mind. Like don't.
I was with it.
Really,
he's with it. He gets
different strokes, different folks. It's okay.
I guess.
That spider actually came from Spirit Halloween, and we did it differently. We just hung it up. It was one of those when they first came out with the $200 spider, $300, something like that. So we just kind of put it positioned differently, so it was him hanging above everybody. Where you had to walk under the legs and stuff. So,
do you recommend haunted attractions use spirit props and stuff?
You have to make it your own. So you don't want anybody coming through and say, "Oh, they had that at Spirit. That prop was from Spirit."
Yep.
I think if you can take it and either I've had masks from Spirit and I cut them and make half mask out of them.
Oh, interesting.
The bottom part where the actor can talk through the bottom. Taking certain things from Spirit look okay, just with maybe some extra, perma blood or something, or some of the weapons they have are just plastic. Mm-hmm. They really don't last a whole lot, but some of them look cool, so you can hang them up in the background with the proper lighting and stuff. So I think some things you can use as long as it's realistic as possible, and it's it's animatronics. They probably won't hold up a long time. The Spirit animatronic usually doesn't hold up, repetitive, but you can always take them and upgrade them, and then add your own stuff if they break. But
that damn dog will last forever. Right. I swear to God. National Nightmares used to throw that bitch away.
Oh my god! Yes, it is. Yeah, he got scared by this.
Every year.
Spirit Halloween dog every year, and it's so good. It
If
makes me laugh every time I see
it,
him get scared.
it's
Right?
every year. National Nightmares. I'm
Every
even
year.
like, let's look for this dog. Let's
They
look
were
for this
positioned
dog.
it. They positioned it. Hold on, they positioned it so well where you don't know that it's right there, and you're walking right by it to your right. I mean, it's on your right hand side, but they position it where it forces you to go forward. We talk about forward scaring,
Hmm.
or scare tactics. It forces you to go forward, and how it has and how it's designed and set up. You would never think, and right when you pass that trigger, that motion detector, it gets you, and it got him so bad, and it was right up his butt, and I was like, "Yeah, how did you get?" And so every time they don't even move it now because of him. They're like, "No, oh, Gerard's coming in. Let's keep it," and he walks through it, and he gets him every time, every time. Let's talk about
Nice.
organizing and staffing. Uh, What and the importance of having staff and whatnot, because you went from a home hunt to now to this big factory, and you went from like what 10 to like what now 20, 30. Let's talk about
Man,
that.
at one time we probably had 60. So yeah,
Nice.
it's to me it's about retention, building a team that you're almost like family, right? You're there, you're
Mhm.
invite them to help do things, invite them to do things after hours. We've done parades and kid festivals, and um, some of the actors would go to Denny's after the haunt and hang out and eat breakfast,
Denny's.
right? So
Screw Waffle House. It's all about Denny's.
yeah, yeah. I think if you treat
Okay.
them right, they'll keep coming back and they'll bring more people with
Yeah.
them. So it's you got to create an environment where they feel safe, where they're having fun. It's a good time. They can brag to their friends a little bit, give them some free tickets, have them invite their friends out. It's just create a cool atmosphere, inviting atmosphere for everybody to be in. So have stuff for
So
them, have them water and food and snacks.
who do you staff first? Who do you staff first? Your management team or your scare actors?
Well, in my case, it was I almost just had to throw everybody in there together, just see who was working, and then I started as people started to grow, I started delegating managers. So it was kind of me running everything
Hmm.
until I could start building up my team enough where I could start delegating more. Okay, Tessa, you're makeup manager. Tori, you're scare actor, manager, hot mom, manager. So that allowed me to kind of start stepping out of it because I acted the first 2-3 years running the haunt. So I
Hmm.
was, but then I realized I needed to be more outside the operations so I could control the operation.
All
So,
right.
um, but yeah, that it's kind of getting your team built. I mean, if you already have people that you have in mind for managing and who would be good for a scare actor manager, um, just finding people with the responsibility to take on that position. Um, but yeah, just kind of letting it kind of work itself out. First year is always going to be a mess.
Mhm.
It's just going to be a mess. So you just got to,
Just jump in.
yep, jump in, have your safety stuff in check, have all your
Hmm.
operations in check, and then readjust as you go. We would have meetings um, Saturday night, and then we'd have meetings again that Friday before we started, see how things went the prior weekend, what we could change, who
Hmm.
was doing a good job. And then as I started seeing leaders, start people that started stepping up and started doing things, I'm like, hey, you would make a good, you're going to make a good zone leader. So I
And
need you here.
right, and it's good to be personable so that you can understand people and their traits, and like if they are going to be a good, like you said, leader, a good, like for instance, I do need a haunt mom when I do my haunts, because I'm not the motherly type. Sometimes I'm like the cutthroat and dry, because my communication is so all over the place that I just need to make sure I'm direct and I'm not sugarcoating what I want. I just need to tell you. And so sometimes it can be a little bit brass, a little harsh, a little bit, and not to like I'm offending anyone or directly attacking someone. I'm not saying that. It's just it's time is of the essence when you put on a haunt and you just don't have time to, hey guys. But having a haunt mom for me works because they're like, hey guys, so we're gonna have some food coming up soon, and Willie's just running around, like, don't mind him. Like, to have that buffer there for me is
Yeah.
a good thing. And so understanding how you work with others can also help you build your haunted attraction by appointing people in the right position. And then if they don't work out, then you keep that in mind of,
Thanks, Alan.
you know, what. Thank
Alan's
you.
headed out.
Sorry, that was a mistake, Alan. All right.
You got
Okay.
You're right.
have that buffer. Because as much as you want to go run, start throwing shit, you gotta go like, hey, you go talk to these idiots, because that's not the point you want to call them, because call them idiots, even though there's this thing broken, this broken, and now you're trying like, well, nobody told me the dragon is broken until like 30 minutes before we open, so now I'm running over there because there's like 2 people who know to fix it, and it's me and the other guy, and he's fixing the thing that was told 45 minutes ago that's broken. And hey, you go to the actors because I'm going to go throw stuff. What? Go fix the dragon.
I only
Yeah,
laugh because I know him and I know he does that. But yeah, you're right. You just gotta have a good buffer, and you know.
Well, Buck Burdick was on teaching a safety class for us at Hunter's Toolbox one time, and he brought up a good point because he's an owner too. Said I should only talk to 5 people. Said I forgot what they were: makeup manager, scare actor manager, security. You know, that should be it. You know, he goes to his office during operation and he sits there and he waits for something to happen, or he listens to everything on his radio. He watches security cameras on his TVs or whatever. But you should be, as an owner, you should try to remove yourself as much as possible and delegate everything else. You
delegate everything else. Yep. I understand that. When I started delegating for the first time, it felt so good. Then I was like, what do I do with my hands?
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do. And so then that's when I started to figure out what else can I do. Then you start looking at your operation and say, all right, what's my throughput? Can I put more people through? Is that okay? Or can I put more entertainment here? And you start to look at your business from a different perspective. And I think everyone should always delegate. I think once you get to that level, it allows you to have room to grow your business. You know what I mean? So let's go to promoting your haunt. Yes. Promote your haunted attraction. Why should we promote our haunted attraction? It is in a noise. We are in the noisiest world now. Why is this good?
Well, you got to have people show up. You know, they say build it and they will come. Well, that's halfway
That's
true,
true.
but it's not. It's not. You may not have as many people as you want to show up. That
Right.
first year is scary as hell because you're like, okay, we built it and we've put these banners out and we've ran these radio ads and we have these Facebook ads out, but is it going to be enough?
Right.
You don't know until people start pulling in the parking lot. Unless you're doing time ticketing, and then you kind of know what your general, who's buying, how many tickets you have left, and how many spots you have left. But you can always say one weekend's chaotic, then you can try to switch things up the next weekend. Say, well, that throughput didn't work out, so let's try this many tickets or whatever. As far as marketing goes, that's how you get people in the door.
Right.
You got to create a brand. You got to figure out where your audience is at. In our situation, we were kind of doing local radio ads, Facebook ads. Make sure you listen on Google Businesses, so when people Google you, you come up, and you want your haunt to come up locally. You want your haunt to come up statewide. So, Haunted Attraction Missouri, Dead Factory pops up as one of the ones in there. You got to work on your Google reviews, getting people to give you good feedback on that, because that still matters. And then just experiment with things, track things, what works, what didn't. Like, for example, these are our free tickets. Well, we have different tickets that we hand out at different parades and like coupons. Well, those colored coupons came back. We knew that those were working because the only people that got those coupons were in the parade.
Okay.
So, we handed out 500 coupons and 50 of them came back. Oh, we had a 10% on that. Okay, that might be worth doing next time. You
Mhm.
know, so if you're posting something on a billboard, maybe put you a different domain on there, deadfactory.com/ticket sign up or something. That way, when people use that domain, you know it's coming directly from that billboard.
Right.
So you want to make sure that you have all your tracking, what works. You always want to be just kind of, did this work for us this year? Maybe we'll drop radio and double down on social media,
Mhm.
or maybe we'll have a radio host come out and do a live remote one weekend and see if that works.
Right. Right.
It's all
It,
about
it
switching it up.
it's all about switching it up and seeing what works best. Also, what's great is you have to track. You have to find your results. You have to find like what's working for you and what's not working for you, so that you know where your money is being spent. That it will be horrible. Like for instance, we did Snapchat, spent money in Snapchat, didn't go nowhere. It was a waste of funds. I would never, ever, 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 ever advertise to Snapchat. Now, what I would do in Snapchat is I would make sure that I have my haunt listed on the maps, which we talk about this in a video that I did. And also, maybe if I want brand awareness, I'll do a filter. But I would not advertise in Snapchat ever again. Now, what's working is Facebook and Instagram. But now this is the year that we're going to see a lot of haunted houses use TikTok, and they got to
Mhm.
use it in a unique way because TikTok audience speak differently from yeah, we already know that. Thanks for putting that back up. We already seen
I,
that already.
I got kicked for a minute. I'm sorry. Willie blocked me too.
Anyways, no, I did not block you. Whatever. The system blocked you. But anyways, we're seeing that haunts got to have a different communication language when they use TikTok, and majority are going to start using it this year. And I'm curious to see what those results are, because you have to have a different voice. You have to have a different your voice is going to be different from doing a Facebook ad or an Instagram
Mhm.
ad.
Different
Automatically,
style, right?
it's a different
So you
style.
gotta have that quick. Those dopamine hits got to come at you like this.
Right. And then not only that, but you have to this world that we live in, I say this again and again and again, is so noisy that you have to cut through the noise with your marketing. You have to just disrupt it. And
Yep.
how can you do that? And you got to find ways to do that. And you got to advertise more than one way, because for that buyer, it takes them 3 times to look at something to actually make a conscious decision to do a purchase, to do a buy. So that means if I pass McDonald's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, I want to say here, my McDonald's was right there. Maybe I might want a chicken nugget, meal. That's how the brain thinks, and that's how
Hmm.
it functions. So for haunts, if you have a haunt, you kind of got to do the same thing. All right, let's do campaigns on Facebook. Now let's do something on YouTube. Now let's go ahead and put out a coupon in this one magazine. Now that person who saw it 3 times may have a chance to say, I may want to buy a ticket. That's how the world we live in now.
Right.
That's how we live in.
That might get you to the website, and they're still trying to
Yeah,
decide they're going to buy a
and
ticket.
they're still
Well,
trying to decide.
let me put it in my
Yep,
cart,
you're
then I'll
right.
come back to it. Then you got to remind them again. Hey, you left your cart.
Yep.
You sure you don't want to buy a ticket? Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So
That's the game we have to play. That's the game that we have to play in haunted attractions. That's why your majority, once you said that, it's so funny to say, hey, when you start your haunt, the majority of your money is going to go to lumber. But when you scale your business, majority of your business is going to go to marketing. Your money is going to go to marketing, because you got to put marketing dollars in to be seen. And there's no such thing of you build it and they will come now. It's just not. It's not the case anymore,
yeah, and word of
unless you have a
mouth is
captive
good.
audience. Oh yeah.
Word of mouth is still king. I mean,
Oh yes, it is.
we'll do surveys. One of my favorite things was just kind of talking to people before they entered and after they came out. So
Mhm.
I'd always go, where'd you hear about us? Which was like word of mouth, Facebook ads, Google, just Googling things. And then I like to do an exit survey. Well, what did you like about the attraction? What area did you like the
Mhm.
best? what didn't you like the best? I know it's a hard question to ask, but it's like, okay, what didn't you? Well, the squeeze tunnel kind of got to
You gotta
me,
swallow that pill.
It's like, okay, well, why did it get to you? I'm just claustrophobic, and okay, well, that makes sense. And so if it was a good thing or if it was a bad thing, so you can always adjust.
That
Well,
makes
like for
right,
example,
but you
we had
can't take
one.
offense to that.
Yeah, you just got to change things. Like we had one, it was a
Mhm.
fog room, but I don't think we were using the Froggy's fog. We was like an off-brand fog, and the fog was so much that people were they couldn't breathe in there. So like, okay, well, let's try a different fog this time. Let's not get rid of the room. Let's just switch up
Mhm.
the fog and see. And then the fog helped, a cleaner fog. So, um, yeah, it's all about experimentation, man. Just don't go expecting you're building this grand haunt. Year one, you're gonna make $1 million and you're gonna retire into the sunset. But you gotta build things. You gotta
Right.
test things out. Um, test your marketing out,
Mhm.
test your building out, test your designs out. Actors come and go. Provide a
Yep.
memorable experience for your customers.
Yep. That's our last topic. Look at your customers.
Always,
They are passing by.
it's always about customer experience. What do they want?
Always.
They want more pictures with Q line actors. Okay, throw some more Q line actors so they can have more pictures with them.
I
They don't.
I think that's where you mentioned word of mouth. I think that's where your word of mouth is going to come from. If you could leave a memorable or lasting impression on your guest that next day or that day or that night, they're going to tell somebody, and they're going to tell somebody, they're going to tell somebody, and that is your best way of selling tickets is from word of mouth. So that's why your product, your business, your haunted event has to be that dang good so that it is going to force them to tell something good about it. Now, if it's that dang bad, they're going to do the same thing. Oh, don't go there. It's horrible. I didn't have a good time there. Why? Because of A, B, and C. But if you're giving them a good show, they're going to speak highly about it to their friends and family. And then guess what? That's the best way of buying and getting of marketing. It's word of mouth right there. So, and that's what I tell them. I say, hey guys, I tell my staff, make sure we're leaving those impressions. We want to make sure we get someone so good or entertain them so good or make them laugh so hard that they're gonna say, oh, you're my favorite or that was my favorite. I love that one part. And if they're saying that, we're winning. What do you think about that, Brian?
That's true, man. That's the way it is. And that's why we're always pushing. Well, let's go back to scare badges. That's why we kind of started scare badges because we give the little rewards and little plaques and stuff. But this is, scare badges like something they can wear, they can put on their backs, their backpacks, and their
Mhm.
jackets and stuff, and they can show off that, hey, I was crowd favorite last year, or I worked the most rooms last year, so I got this. I made someone pee their pants, so I got the urination badge. So
Right.
and, and yeah, providing for your customers because your customers are the one is paying your bills. So they're the ones that are paying to get in. So you gotta,
Right.
I mean, think about your experience in your haunted attractions. What haunted attractions do you like to go to? You like to go to the ones that have good customer experience and make you feel like you're there, you belong there, you're getting entertained, you're getting your money's worth,
Mhm.
you know?
Oh
So
yeah.
you got to make it the
Well,
best it can be.
yeah. And let me tell you, you have brought some great insight to every category that's out here. I hope that there for our viewers, we have great takeaways for you guys, so that you guys can learn more about this. And let me tell you guys this. Um, um, Following Brian and all his businesses is going to help because first of all, the scare badges, they're amazing. They're amazing team building and acknowledgement and awards that you can give out. You know what I'm going to start doing now for my next attraction is I'm going to have these cool jackets, and they're going to take your scare badge and they're going to be put pinned up on them as
Yes.
a badge of honor. You know what I mean? And so that's how we're going to start using them because I've been wanting to make some orders of that. But I'm letting you know I'm starting a new attraction, a new haunt,
Uh-oh.
and so
Uh-oh.
yeah, oh yeah, and then we're gonna, and everyone's gonna be into the nine of this is our uniform, this is our look. And then when you get these specialty jackets, the jackets are going to be like, for you and for for your contribution to the team in your years, and then they're going to put these badges on. So like for us, like I'm going to kind of make it like a 2-year 3-year type of thing, like, hey, you've been in, here you go,
right, that's what we usually do. It's like little milestones. First year you get t-shirt and hoodie, and then work your way up to the jacket. And the jackets aren't cheap, so you gotta
yeah, they are,
a little bonus. Right.
When I worked at Not Scary Farm, we had jerseys. We had hockey jerseys.
Right.
And then the team name with a Scare Zone name had it under. And that was the cool thing. I was like, yeah, I want a hockey jersey, So now we've changed it up and we made it our own. So we're gonna be doing that. So that's so cool. Sweet. So we're at the time where you get to have the floor, you get the final thoughts. Tell us how to reach you. Where can we reach you? What's next in your pipelines? All that good stuff. All right, you ready for it?
Yeah.
If I could find my stuff, that would be lovely. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. You ready? 1, 2, and wait. Hold on. Where do I go? Oh, there we go. Here you go. Get ready.
Well, no matter what you're doing, if you're trying to start a hunt, you're trying to grow a hunt, look me up. I'm Brian Foreman on Facebook. You can follow any of our companies, any of our businesses. Hunt Topic Radio is a free podcast. We publish one episode a month. That's hunttopic.com. We do Hunter's Toolbox, which is hunterstoolbox.com, which is a membership site. We have training videos over there and monthly mentorship. And we get together live once a month as well. We talk about starting and growing your attraction. We have different classes, master classes we do over there. HuntersToolbox.com. Got scare badges. Scare badges will help retain and get your actors. Someone's blowing their nose back there. But scarebadges.com for merit badges for your scare actors and your staff. You can start using those. And so if you're needing consulting services, I am going to start opening myself up slowly to people that are trying to either start or grow their attractions. So that's you can contact me on any of those platforms. I also have my old blog, scaryvisions.com, which eventually will be turned into a consulting site. But you can also access me over there. So that's a lot of stuff, but that's the way my brain operates.
Awesome. That was great. Thank you so much, Brian. We had a good time with you this evening. And I just want to say, I want to wish you well in all your endeavors and your business and your soon-to-be consulting business. I know that is crazy. We're in this crazy, haunted, Wild Wild West haunt world industry. And I just wish you well in all that you do, because you have a good heart and you have a good head on your shoulders and a good standard. And I just want to say thank you for holding the banner and being a good friend of mine. So
thanks, Willie. Thanks for the invite, man. It was fun.
Awesome.
Not so long next time. Let's.
I know. But I do apologize on that. I do apologize. That's on me.
That's fine. We all get wrapped up in life, man. I know how it is.
We'll have some drinks.
Let's do it
soon when we meet up. Yes.
Okay.
You gotta have another one. All right. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Again, guys, check him out. You guys on Hunter's Toolbox. You guys go to hunterstoolbox.com for more information. Or you guys check him out on Facebook. It's all there. And here is our last Hunter news in a minute before we close out. Check it out. This is Gerard. Hot news in a minute. Check it out, guys.
Hello, ghouls and girls. This is Hot News in a Minute. Powered by Yup. That's scary.
What's up, y'all? It's Gerard from Yep That's Scary, and this is Hot News in a Minute. Monsterpalooza returns to Pasadena Convention Center to celebrate the arts of monsters and movie magic. June 4th through this. Monsterpalooza returns to Pasadena Convention Center to celebrate the arts of monsters and movie magic. June 2nd through the 4th. 2023, featuring over 400 exhibitors, Monster Museum, special guests, makeup demos, and much, much more. Tickets are on sale now. Click the link in the description for details. High Res. For the last 3 years, the company owner Nick Andrew has been dealing with multiple medical issues, which explains the lack of new releases. But good news for High Res, where they're ditching the outdated tech like the DVDs as of August 1st, instead releasing HD downloads of their videos off of Amazon, as well as many HD players with looping and trigger capability and much more on their site as well. The new website's facelift is coming soon, as well as if you're an old school, you want some of the classic DVDs and etc., go ahead and order them now, because once they're off the site, they're gone for good. It's kind of like an out with the old, in with the new purging type thing going on. So check out High Res, new design, and their facelift. Mystic Museum has released a new exhibit with partners of Midsummer Screens have produced Y2 Kills and Lost Toys exhibits. The 90s slashers filled the wall with interactive exhibit the classic psycho killers you love in a replica set designed to make you feel like you're the victim of the classic horror films we all know and love. Tickets are available all week long, Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And yep, it is family friendly. Mystic Museum is located in Burbank, California. Find the nearest location for you at www.mysticmuseum.com. And now here's Willie Mae from Yep, That's Scary with the Haunt Advisory Report.
Hey, what's up? This is your boy Willie Mae with Yep, That's Scary. Hey, are you a scare actor? Have this ever happened to you? Hold up, boo. Oh, you scary. Oh, don't you touch me. Don't you touch me. Or this. I can't bring this in here. Say, Mama said not to waste anything. Or this. No way. Let's go. Or this. What this way, way, dude? No mama's way. Or even this. Go! Shoot! Go! Go! Ah! Here at Yep, That's Scary, we want to hear from you. Go ahead and slide into our DMs or click the link below to sign up and be a part of Scare Actor Diaries. This is the part where you get to dish all the good, the bad, and the ugly from your perspective. Come on in. Let us buy you a drink and you tell the story. On Scare Actor Diaries with Yep, That's Scary. No! No! I got my strap. Can you pay my bills with this job? Can you? Can I work here?
Oh, real quick. Thank you, Willie Mae, with that news. Pick up. Spencer's and Spencer. Oh, Spencer. Shit. Spencer's and Spirit Halloween announced they're expanding their corporate headquarters in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. The project will add 81,000 square foot of office space and amenities to the company's current campus, bringing the total footprint of 24 acres. The company employs more than 30,000 associates across the country, 700 of which are located in New Jersey corporate offices. This motherfucker calling me all the time. Yeah. Bye-bye. Thank you, Willie Mae, with that haunt news report. Have a haunt and about to hire? Are you a scare actor in need of a job? Post those job postings or get a job and get hired today. Go to facebook.com/group/scare-actor-auditions. I'm Gerard with Yep, That's Scary, and that's been Haunt News in a Minute.
If you like what you have just heard, stalk us now on all our social media channels.
Again for our guests on the show. Also, thank you, Gerard, for being on the show and holding it down. Also, I want to thank our viewers that are with us live and our listeners listening to our podcast at home, work, or driving in transit. We appreciate you for your love and support. Please remember to follow, like, subscribe, and share our social media accounts so that we can continue to engage while building our horror family. Until next time, guys, listen up. Please be safe, but also stay scary.
Yo, if you like what you have just heard, subscribe now or forever hold your screams.
God damn it.